Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into, it's one of the most influential scientific works ever created, Carl Sagan's Cosmos. So, a lot of people probably first saw Cosmos as that incredible TV series, right? Well, this book was actually created right alongside it. The idea was to bring the wonders of the universe not just onto your TV screen, but literally into your hands. To make these huge, complex ideas something you could touch, something accessible to absolutely everyone. And Sagan he opens with this absolutely breathtaking line. Cosmos is everything that is, or ever was, or ever will be. I mean, just think about that for a second. With that one sentence, he sets the scale for the entire thing. It's so simple, but it's just completely mind-expanding. So, okay, the whole thing started with that famous TV series. But Sagan he just knew, that to really get a handle on these ideas, we were going to need something more. And what's so smart about this is that Sagan really got how we learn. A TV show, it just keeps moving at its own pace. But a book lets you stop. It lets you go back, reread a tricky sentence, and just let a truly cosmic idea sink in. It was the perfect partner for the amazing visuals of the show. And this is how he introduces himself. I mean, listen to this. It's such a brilliant move. Right away, he takes this huge, vast idea of the cosmos and connects it to the very stuff we're made of. He's creating this instant, personal connection between you, me, and, well, everything. But of course, he was so much more than just a collection of molecules. Carl Sagan he was a giant in his field, a truly brilliant planetary scientist. He was deeply involved in NASA's biggest missions, Mariner, Viking, Voyager. But his real genius? It was his ability to communicate the wonder of it all. He wasn't just a scientist, he was like humanity's tour guide to the stars. So to start this tour, Sagan uses this really powerful and honestly beautiful metaphor. He asks us to imagine we're standing with him right at the edge of this vast, mysterious ocean. And what this does is it just perfectly captures our place in the universe, right? For pretty much all of human history, we've been stuck on the shore, just looking up at the stars. It's only now, very recently, that we've even dared to dip our toes in the water, sending out probes and letting our imagination sail out into that huge cosmic sea. And to really appreciate how far we've come, just standing on that shore, Sagan reminds us of how we used to explain things. For thousands of years, we told stories, we had myths, this idea of a tiny worm causing a toothache. But today we have science. And it's not just a big book of facts, right? It's a method. It's a way of thinking that lets us question those old stories and figure out what's really going on. All right, so with that scientific mindset packed and ready to go, it's time. Let's leave the shore behind and finally head out into that cosmic ocean. Okay, so to travel across the cosmos, things like kilometers or miles, they're just not going to cut it. We need a whole new measuring stick, and that is the speed of light. Light moves at a staggering 300,000 kilometers every single second. So let's try to wrap our heads around that speed. In just 1 second, you could zip around the Earth 7 times. But even at that speed, it still takes a full 8 minutes for sunlight to get from the sun to us. And what about getting to the center of our own galaxy, the Milky Way? That's a 40,000-year trip. And the next big galaxy over, Andromeda? Yeah, that'll take you 2 million years, traveling at the fastest speed possible. The scale it's just staggering. So how many of these galaxies are out there floating in this cosmic ocean? Well, our best guess right now is somewhere around 100 billion. 100 billion. Each one is a massive island of stars and gas and dust. And here's where it gets really crazy. Each of those 100 billion galaxies has on average another 100 billion stars inside of it. People say this all the time, but it's true. There are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on every single beach on planet Earth. Just let that sink in. And all those stars, they're not all the same, not even close. The cosmos is filled with this incredible variety. You've got young, hot blue stars, you've got comfortable, middle-aged yellow stars like our sun, and then you have these ancient, dying red giants. Some are spinning wildly, others are pulsing with a steady light, and some are locked together in pairs in this kind of eternal dance. Okay, so after that incredible journey to the very edge of everything we know, Sagan turns us around. It's time to head back home. And from way out here, from this perspective, everything changes. Our sun, it's just another star in the crowd. And our Earth, our whole world, with all of our history, all our wars and art and love, it's just a tiny, fragile-looking speck, a little mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam.
And that's the whole point, isn't it? For Sagan, this entire exploration of the cosmos, it's really a voyage of self-discovery. The journey out there is actually a journey in here. By looking out, we learn everything about ourselves.
And Sagan argues that this cosmic perspective, it's not just some nice philosophical idea. No, he says it's absolutely essential for our survival. From out there, our national borders just vanish. All of our little conflicts, our chauvinisms, they look completely absurd.
So, this new perspective, what does it leave us with? Well, it's a profound sense of responsibility.
Sagan's message is crystal clear. Our future depends entirely on how well we know this cosmos that we're floating in. You see, for him, science and curiosity, they aren't luxuries. They are absolutely essential tools for survival. So how do we do it? How do we discover more? Well, Sagan said we need two things, and they have to work together. First, imagination. That's what leads us to new worlds, to ideas we never thought of. But just as important is skepticism. That's what lets us tell the difference between a cool fantasy and what's actually real. And so the whole journey through the cosmos ends with a question, a really powerful and urgent question. Sagan brings us all the way back from the edge of the universe to our tiny little planet, and he asks this: if we don't speak for Earth, for our own survival, then who will? And that question, it's just as powerful today as it was then.